Consider this math problem. X raised to the x cubed is equal to 256. How can we solve this problem? One of the first things we should do is we should raise both sides of the equation to the third power. Now you might be wondering, why 3? Why not 2 or 4? The reason has to do with this 3. We want to get two exponents where the exponents are identical to each other, such as x raised to the x or y raised to the y. So in this case, we want to get this x cubed raised to the x cubed. So that's why I raised it to the third power. Now, if you recall, when you raise one exponent to another exponent, you need to multiply the two exponents. So a to the m raised to the n is equal to a raised to the m times n. So x raised to the x cubed raised to the third power is x raised to the 3x cubed. It is not x raised to the x to the 9. We're multiplying 3 by x cubed. X cubed times 3 is 3x cubed. So make sure you don't put this. So right now, this is what we have. Now, we can rewrite this expression as x cubed raised to the x cubed, because 3 times x cubed is still 3x cubed. Now that we have these two values being the same, we can do a substitution. We could say that y is equal to x cubed. So now what we have is y raised to the y is equal to 256 raised to the third power. Now, let's erase some of the things we have on the board here. What we want to do is we want to rewrite this expression such that these two numbers are the same. If we can do that, we can find the value of y. And once we have the value of y, we can find the value of x and solve the problem. So how can we rewrite 256, raised to the third power? Well, first let's break down 256. 256 is divisible by 2. How many 2's do we need to multiply to get to 256? It turns out that you need to multiply 2 8 times to get to 256. So it's 2 to the 8. So right now we can say that y to the y is equal to 2 to the 8 raised to the third. Now remember, when we raise one exponent to another, we need to multiply the two exponents. 8 times 3 is 24. Now let's make a factor tree. 24 is 1 times 24. It's 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. One of these pairs is going to help us to make these two numbers the same. The question is, which one? Well, let's make a list. So we can rewrite this expression as being 2 to the first power raised to the 24, because 8 times 3 is 24, 1 times 24 is 24, so they have the same value. We can also write it like this: 2 squared raised to the 12. 2 times 12 is 24. We can also say 2 to the third raised to the 8, or 2 to the fourth raised to the 6. Which pair of exponents will give us a base and an exponent that are the same? The answer is this one, because 2 to the third is equal to 8. So we're going to use that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the 8 and the 3. 8 times 3 is the same as 3 times 8. So this becomes 2 to the third raised to the 8. Now 2 to the third power, 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. So we have 8 raised to the 8. So we can see that y is equal to 8. Y to the y is 8 to the 8. So now that we know that y is equal to 8, we can plug that here. So 8 is equal to x cubed. Now to get the value of x, we need to take the cube root of both sides, or we could raise it to the 1/3. So the cube root of 8 is 2, and the cube root of x cubed, 3 times 1/3 is 1, so we just get x to the first power, or simply x. So the answer is x is equal to 2. And we could check it. So we can go back to our original problem, which was x raised to the x raised to the third power is 256. So x is 2. We get this. 2 to the third power, we know that's 8. And 2 to the 8 is 256. So we can see that x is equal to 2. So that's how you could solve a problem that looks like this.